Happy Halloween, YouTube land. Okay, so welcome back again to another Halloween film review. Um, this will be on the Horror Globe. There are some that I'm just not going to upload on the Horror Globe, even though if you watch some of my reviews on my channel, you'll see that it might say that or, if you read it in the script that I'm uploading that review both on the Globe and on my channel. But I just figured I'm kind of too far behind to do that, and I gotta continue with these reviews because um, it's already like a week into October, and I still have a lot of horror movies to review. So, but starting from here on out now, okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna really try to upload it both on the Globe and on my channel. Okay, so the two movies here that I'm gonna review is The Burning and Dead and Buried. These are the Australian editions here, Cinema Cult, which was sent to me by my dear pal Rob, the movie collector. So thank you, Rob. Thank you so much for sending me these, and I know you're probably wondering what's taking so long for me to get the reviews out. I've been waiting for Halloween, so this one I just got done about like a couple hours ago. This one I watched last night at about like midnight, and I was just too tired to do a review. So let's go ahead and start with Dead and Buried first. Okay. Um, let's see here. Potter. Welcome to Potter. What's the place called? Potter's Bluff in Rhode Island. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, so now this film starts off with some guy, and he's at the beach, and he gets out of his car. He's taking photographs. This hot blonde approaches him, and they start talking, and then the guy asks if he can take photographs of her. Okay, so fine. So he takes pictures of her, and then he says something like, as he's taking the snapshots, um, "Oh yeah, I'm sending these to Playboy." Okay, and then she uh, she takes off her top. Okay, and he continues to take photos, and she has very very nice breasts, of course. And now here's the thing. I'll have you know that this is the first time I'm seeing this film. Okay. Both of these films, as a matter of fact. I've never seen them before. This one and The Burning. Okay, so suddenly, he's up close. She pulls a camera on him and starts taking snapshots of him, and this other guy pops up. And I kind of jumped a bit. I was just like, whoa, I didn't expect that. All of a sudden, there's a group of these guys, and they begin, beating him. And these are just average-looking people. And I'm wondering, what the hell's going on? This is some kind of weird cultist shit. And she's in on it, too. They beat him like real good, and they throw a net over him and tie him to a pole. Then they dump gasoline all over him, and then there's another girl. Um, she strikes a match and throws it on him and burns him. Later on, the cops find him and in some overturned car, and he's upside down, and the car is kind of wrecked. And then you see this corpse in there, the burned body, which is that guy. And when the cop finds it, he's a little suspicious of this because he's still alive, mind you. Okay, the damage to his body, all the burns, doesn't reflect the kind of wreck that the car was in. It shouldn't be as bad, but it was. His face is all like melted. He only has one only has one good eye. I feel very bad for the guy. Okay, so then let's see now. And that's the thing too. Before they burn him too, they say, welcome to Potter's Bluff. Is that what it was? Yeah, welcome to Potter's Bluff. Okay, and then they kill him. There's another guy that gets it. He's like a fisherman, and he's in some, like, at the bottom part of the boat. It's kind of like a wrecked boat, and these hands come out of the boards and grab him, and this one person has like this sickle thing and starts slashing his face and his neck and kills him that way. So there's like a second body to be found. Later on, that guy, he's in intensive care, the one who's the burn victim, because he's still alive. Somehow, one of the it turns out that the cops are talking about it in a diner, and then the waitress in there happens to be the one who threw the match, so she's part of this cult. I really don't want to get into spoilers in here, but you have to see it. okay, and it's kind of shocking. Okay, there's a secret about this cult, and so she overhears that the guy's still alive. So she sneaks into, she dresses up as a nurse, sneaks into his room, and she calls him Freddy for some reason. Okay. Well, by the way, Robert Englund is in this film too, kind of minor role. Um, she says, "Hey, Freddy," and then his face is all covered up except for the one good eye. He's like, "Oh fuck." Okay. "Hey, I missed you." Okay, and then she goes, "Okay, don't worry. This will just be painless. Okay, this will be painless. It's you're just gonna go to sleep." Um, Takes a syringe and then jabs it right into his eye, and then the monitors all go wonky and then start making noise, and then the cop, she splits, and as she's leaving, the cop and the doctor go into the place. But here's the thing: did you not see that nurse? Okay, bolt out of there. How could you not see that? Later on, we're introduced to this family who just happens across the town. They need gas, so they stop at Potter's Bluff, and to go into the diner. And the boy, I think he hit his head or something, so he's they're looking for us, like an ice pack or something. And then, okay, in the diner, he asks for directions, where he can fill up his gas. So then he leaves, okay, with the kid and the wife. Now, so far, I was like, okay, okay, I'm still mad that they're killing, innocent people, but at least they're not women. Now, when they leave, you see the suspicious look in her eyes. And here's the thing, actually, should I say? No, I won't spoil it, but one of the guys, you can tell, one of the guys, you may recognize him, but no, I won't say any more about that. But um, you can tell, they're up to something. Okay, there's pretty much a whole crowd in that diner. They're part of that cult, and something happens, the husband sees this person just jump in front of his vehicle, jump past his vehicle, or jump in front of his vehicle, and it causes him to not really crash, but kind of spin out, and then his car like stalls. So they get out and go into this abandoned house, and they're looking around for an ice pack. Now you just don't walk into like a house. I don't care if no one's home. I don't care if the freaking door's open. Okay, just stay out of it. It's bound to lead to trouble. And besides that, when you go into the person's house, they have the right to kill you because that's their right. So because you're invading their property. So in any case, so yeah, and of course, the cult is waiting for them, and shit, there is a shit ton of people. I mean, it's like, how many people are in on this? This is not like a small cult, guys. This is like a congregation of people, and they're really going after them. They're moving, and they have weapons like a wrench. They have like a pickaxe, a knife, just all variations of weapons, hooks, and they're coming after them. And then they manage to get out of there and get into the car and then take off. Um, so yeah, and all the while, there's a cop, and he's trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and he's got some allies, like the the embalmer, you know, who prepares the body for the coffin. I think his name is Dobbs, and he owns a funeral home, Dobbs Funeral Home, something like that. And he's friends with this doctor. There is a part that happens to one of the victims in here, which, like I said, I don't want to go too much into detail of who, but it's got some really really cool deaths in here, guys. Um, there's this like acid machine, and there's these tubes, two of them, and one of the guys, the cult forces him, on his, holds him down in his chair, and they take the two tubes and they stick it up his nose. Oh no, no, that's acid. What are you doing? That's acid. And they turn it on. He shoots it through his nose, and then you see his face kind of slowly melt, like it becomes black, and it comes up. His eye just kind of melts, and his face is all fucked. You can tell it's all practical effects, and I just couldn't stop laughing. Uh, so yeah. So in any case, I really love Dead and Buried. The first time I saw it, and like I said, there's a secret, and it was one that I really wasn't expecting. Uh, That's all I'm going to say. I do highly recommend checking it out. Now, let's get to the burning. Now, this one I was really anxious to see, and this is the one, as a matter of fact, that I had mentioned that I'd never seen. Okay, and you know, one of my videos, you know, way back, and Rob the movie collector says, you know what, I can send you to Burning. It'll be the UK, not the UK, the Australian edition. You know, this cinema cult, so you can check it out. So this is the one he said he was going to send. So I was expecting this one in the mail, and he was ever so kind to send me that Dead and Buried. Okay, so thank you again, Rob. So, anyways, um, yeah, let me see if I can recall. So it starts off. There's a group of. It starts off in this camp. Does it say what the name of the camp is? I can't remember. Well, anyways, there's a camp, okay, and there are some teenagers there, and they're plotting late at night to scare this kid named Cropsy. Cropsy, and I guess he's sort of like this, like an outcast of the group. So they have something, a box. You don't see what it is exactly. They sneak into his cabin, where he's sleeping, and one of the guys, you know, everyone else is waiting by the window, to await his expression. Excuse me. And he sets the box on the table, and you know, opens it. You know, you don't see it yet. You know, he takes it out of the box, puts it on the desk, and then he splits, and then they're all waiting out the window, and then outside the window, and they're knocking on it to wake him up. And Cropsy, you know, he wakes up, and then he sees this skull. Is there a picture of it? I don't know. It's like not really a skull. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a corpse, like a zombie head skull type of thing. Think The Walking Dead season 3. Is it season 3? Or season 2? The one with the zombie head with the screwdriver? Kind of like that. Think of that. And there's like a flame inside, you know, and it's lit. Now, come on, man. He gets so scared. Ah! Ah! Come on. Is that really necessary? It's not that bad. But anyways. And then he takes it. He must be an idiot because he takes it and he knocks it over. First of all, it's on your desk. It's not, you have to make an effort to go up to it, kind of, you know, to move and then knock it over. Why? You see there's fire in there. Why would you knock it over? But he does it anyways. And then it sets him on fire, and then he starts burning. He's burning up, and then he leaves the cabin, and then the teens that are watching it, they're like, oh fuck, we fucked up. You know, it's gone too far. And he runs into the water, the lake, and he puts himself out. Next thing you know, he's in the hospital, and they fix him up. And it's 5 years later. He's released. He's severely scarred. Skin grafts didn't take, they say. And he encounters this whore, and the whore takes him. You know, they both go up to to her apartment, and he's wearing this hat and a trench, so you don't really get a good look at him. As a matter of fact, throughout this whole film, you don't really see him until like the absolute end, and even then, you know, it's not like this is like almost, I guess, almost like giallo type, you know, type of approach where it's always through his eyes, you know. But in any case, with the whore, he gets close enough, and she turns the light on and sees him, and she's scared, and he takes her and begins to choke her, and she's trying to reach for the scissors to, you know, and then he takes the scissors, you know, instead, and jabs it right into her stomach, like on the side, and kills her that way. We cut to the camp, and of course, there's a bunch of I guess they're supposed to be like high schoolers, but teenagers. But I'm going to be honest with you. They did do a fairly good job for the most part. When it comes to like some of the side characters, they really look like they're kids. They look like they're like 12, 13, 14 years old. But there are still quite a few of them that look like they're maybe 20 or 21. I don't quite get that. And it's kind of funny, those kind of kids, when they're saying, when they're saying, let's go get the counselor. Go get the counselor. You fucking look like you could be a counselor, okay? But anyways, there is one girl, I think, oh wow, God, what the fuck was her name? Tiger. They call her Tiger now. Good casting on there. She really looks like, you know, like perfect for that. She looks like a kid. There is a part, okay, well, let me just get to the thing where, so now we cut to the camp. And by the way, Jason Alexander, if you watch Seinfeld, if you know that show, he's in there. He's young. He's got hair. You know, you could tell it's his face, but he's young. Kind of like a cool kind of guy, almost kind of like a a Morgan Freeman type character. He's able to get things for you, okay? Like, from Shawshank Redemption, right? So he's the guy to go to if you want to get like your hustlers and your playboys and stuff like that, and your cigarettes, condoms, yeah. And then you have some other jerk off in there. I forgot what the hell his name was. Glazer, okay, Glazer. So, yeah, I'm trying to remember these names now. Okay, so there's Glazer. That guy's like a prick, yet he's still friends with him. Unlike other assholes where they separate like the cool kids, I guess, from the nerdy kids. They're still part of the same group. Okay, that's what I kind of like about this. They didn't separate, like I guess like the cool kids, I guess, from the nerdy kids. There's just one who's like a bully, and then but he still fits in with he's still part of he fits in with the rest of them. So I like that. Okay, yeah. So they're playing baseball, and Tiger, who really seriously looks like a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old, so good casting. And a lot of them just look like kids, and it's kind of disturbing because you see these boys and they're staring at these women. It's okay if they're staring at the ones that look like they're age appropriate, but then they're looking at you can tell they're really the young ones who really are young, by the way. But anyways, Tiger, the ball goes into the forest, and then Tiger runs in there to get the ball. At this point, you see these shears approaching from the perspective, so it's Cropsy, and he's going to stab her, but then she manages to find a ball in time and then goes, so he doesn't get his chance, thank God. We cut to in the mess hall, and they're all having their lunch, or maybe it's not their lunch, I think their breakfast, because one of the girls, absolutely hot, goes to take a shower, right? And nice nude scene. Camera angle is top. You do see her breasts, lovely, and it's just something about it. And as the water comes off it, it's you see it for a decent while. Cuts to it 2 times, so it cuts away back to like her face and the side of her body, so you don't see it, and it cuts back to the breasts in that same kind of like a angle, upwards. That camera's slightly lower, and you see like kind of up, and the water's coming off of her breasts. Beautiful. Anyways, and I believe you see her ass. She starts hearing a noise, and it's one of the kids. I forgot his name. He's a one of the major characters in there. For some freaking reason, he's kind of like supposed to be like the real nerd of them all, and he's spying on her, trying to scare her, really. And he gets caught, and then he gets in trouble for it. The counselors talking to him, and throughout the thing, that's basically the plot. I don't want to go too much into it because that's there's not really much to say about it. It's just Cropsy taking his revenge, I guess, at the people that are staying at that camp. That's the thing. If you're going to take revenge on somebody, you take it on the ones who did you wrong. I mean, these kids, especially, there were no girls involved. They were just teenagers, boys that did this to you, sir. And then you got to kill the women, and then you got to kill also the other males in here who have nothing to do with it. I don't get that. Anyways, I guess that's just how it is. Look at Jason, look at Freddy. They're killing, like, they're just killing people that invade their territory, I guess. So with Cropsy, he's one by one killing the different teenagers. There's not really a lot of body count in this. Actually, there kind of is. There is a part where he took the rafts, or took the canoes, because they're I guess they're supposed to go back now. And so what it is, they a bunch of the teenagers and camp counselors, of which there are 2, and I recognize the girl. It is yeah, Leah Aries. Now I knew I saw her. She was in Bloodsport. She was the girlfriend of Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah. Fuck was his name? Frank Dukes. That's it. Okay, and he banged her in that film. So that's her. So anyways, so they put together this rudimentary raft. Although, well, and and they put together the paddles, and there was 1 paddle left still, so they were able to use that. But then they put together like a rudimentary paddles and a raft. Now here's the thing. It's a damn good job. Okay, they put this shit together looking as if they were it was part of their culture, and they've been making it since birth. You know, it's part of some, you know, like a tribal culture that they're a part of. And I'm talking like when they're done with that thing using it, it's so good. When you look at the design of the raft, the paddle, and everything, it's so good that once they're done with it, you could put it on display in a museum and make up some history behind it, and you would believe it. So I don't believe that it would look that good. You know, you look at the design on that; it really looks intricate. Uh, so, anyways, they take the raft and they, you know, they're gonna go, you know, to the other side, and then they see the canoe. Here's the thing: look, it's the canoe. It's our canoe. Where? No, no, it's not. How do you not see it? Okay, it's right there. It's not that far away. How do you not see it? That's a canoe. What is it? A big green banana? No. So they get up close to it, and here's the thing. This is a part that made me laugh hysterically. They get close to it. All of a sudden, Cropsy pops up with the shears, and there had to have been like 5 or 6 kids on there, and he just started jabbing them and killing them systematically, you know, one by one, and they're just screaming hysterically. Fingers get cut off. They get jabbed in the neck, and I just couldn't, I couldn't stop laughing. I felt bad. Okay, at the same time, you know, the girls and stuff, but the deaths were just so well done, and it looked so friggin' cool, and just like a prick thing to do. I laugh at prick moments like that. I couldn't stop laughing. Okay, sorry. Anyways, just thinking about it. By the way, the effects were done by Tom Savini. Yeah. So the raft floats on back, and then they you know, one of the, you know, the female counselor, you know, Leah Aries, um, swims for the raft, and they find the corpses on there, and then she screams, and yeah, you know, I'm gonna stop right there just because I don't want to tell the whole story. There really isn't any kind of twist. It's just a straightforward slasher in with somewhat of a style of like giallo. You do see a little bit of him. There's a part where, you know, near the beginning, where the nerd guy, the one who was spying on the girl, you know, taking a shower, he kind of catches a glimpse of Cropsy, you know, in the window. You know, he's looking out the window, and then, you know, you see him turn, and you see his face is kind of burned, and you do kind of see him like a much better look of him later on at the, you know, Cropsy at the end. Now, I've known a burn victim, severely burned, from my youth. Her name was Mandy, and she was severely burned and survived a burn. Um, you don't quite look like that. Okay, you can tell this is like an exaggeration. And with Mandy, you know, she was severely burned. Now, this was back in like elementary school, like fourth grade, fifth grade, and then sixth grade. You know, friends with her throughout. And she was cool. I was her friend. All of my friends, you know, everyone around the neighborhood were friends with her too. You know, we play tag, freeze tag, hide and seek, all of it. And we still played with her. You know, you can tell. You know, her face was severely burned, and you can see it's kind of like it's, think of like a candle, and when it drips, and then when it freezes, you know, when it cools off. Okay, how it's like, and that's how her face was kind of like all, you know, there. So that's how it looks. But I didn't mind. None of the kids mind. She was still my friend. You know, I was cool with her. So I've been around like and been friends for years, back in my youth with a real burn victim. So they don't quite look like that. But still, like I said, so straightforward type of slasher. There's no real twists or turns. But you know what? I still kind of like this film. What I do like about it is that they kind of portray, I guess, the teens like realistically. You know, they they're not, and the dialogue is very funny. Like Jason Alexander, he was funny, and with the jock character, that's the thing. Another thing I really liked. They don't all gravitate towards Glazer. The kind of jock kind of guy, and even some of the kind of cooler characters in there. They act realistically. So even when Glazer is still being a prick, you would think like in most films like of this type, especially in the '80s slasher films, when there's like a bully, um, they separate, like I said, the nerds from the cool kids. All the hot girls stick with the mean kids, and then they shun all the nerds. And here, they're still cool with them. There's still a camaraderie in there, which is what I like. Matter of fact, Glazer, who's the prick, still has to make an effort, okay, to get it with his girl, to get it on with his girl, of which there is a sex scene. I don't think you see her. You see her naked? I'm trying to remember. I don't think you really see her naked. I don't think you see her naked. Glazer's girl. No, you do see her naked. She was in the shower. that, you know, that's the scene, but not when they're having sex, of which he came too soon. And she got pissed. You're done already? She's like, oh, I'm sorry. The dialogue's kind of funny at times. I was cracking up multiple times because the dialogue is just so cheesy and funny. I don't know, maybe that's of the times. Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, because before they got it on, he goes, it's going to be great. I promise. Okay, he says, I promise. I go, oh, okay. And then a few scenes later, and then next thing you know, they're screwing. And then he comes too soon. He goes, I'm sorry, next time will be better. I promise. Okay, yeah, you have to see it. Well, here's the thing. Here's this problem. You stay in her, and that's what cuddling is for. I know some folks don't like that, but you do that. Trust me. You still hold her. Don't leave her, and start kissing. You know, start touching each other, fondling, kissing each other. You will get hard again, and then you'll have multiples as well. Trust me. So in any case, and that's the thing. Just because you come too, when you come, don't pull out. Stay inside her, and you'll get hard again while in her. Try that. It's a good trick. Sorry. Uh, so anyways, let's get back to, okay, with Dead and Buried. Um, the PQ and AQ, I'd have to say is slightly better on The Burning. Okay, this one is still good though. It's still decent, you know, especially from an older film. There's film grain. It wasn't really DNR too bad. I don't know how this differs from the Blue Underground release, and same thing with The Burning. I don't know how that transfer differs from the Scream Factory one. It looked pretty bright and sharp, especially during the sunny days and The Burning. And this one, you know, like I said, it's still pretty good for an older film. Same thing with the audio quality. I didn't notice any issues there. It doesn't tell me when the fuck year this was. I have absolutely no friggin' idea when these were made. I think The Burning, though, was in 81. I could be wrong on that. This fucking thing looks like... Is there a year? I really can't tell you guys. I assume it's like in the 70s, okay? I'm going to give Dead and Buried... I dug it, guys. And that twist... Excuse me. I'm going to give it 3.5 stars out of 5. Damn good. And for The Burning... I shall give The Burning... Absolutely love this one, guys. Oh, the hell. You know what? I'm going to give Dead and Buried 3.75. And I'm going to give The Burning 3.5. So there we go. So let's change that, okay? So keep that in mind. Okay, this one gets a 3.75. Absolutely fantastic, I thought. And The Burning also fantastic. You know, straightforward kind of slasher, a 3.5. So this one, yeah, maybe I did like slightly better. Like I said, there's a twist, and I don't want to spoil it and go into it. You will be shocked and surprised. I almost didn't really see it coming. So there we go. Happy Halloween. Thank you guys for watching, and farewell.